GOAT NFL team.
Whoever picks me.
GOAT athlete.
Shedeur Sanders.
GOAT musician.
Deion Sanders Jr.
GOAT actor.
Shedeur Sanders.
GOAT TV show.
Coach Prime.
Give us your best SI cover pose.
Yeah.
He didn't dodge the question. He didn't laugh it off. He looked straight into the camera and said exactly what he meant.
Where do you think you'll get drafted today? If you were in this year's draft?
I'm biased because I don't see a quarterback better than me. Okay. I don't see a quarterback that went through as much adversity as me.
Yeah.
That done had 4 different OCs in 4 years. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like coming from an HBCU, coming to a Power 5, having real pressure on.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand it's a lot more adversity than you think, just even being the son of Deion Sanders.
Facts.
So it's like you put any one of those guys in them situations is not doing that.
Yeah.
But I respect their game.
Right.
I respect what they're doing because to be able to be a first-round draft pick, to be able to have success on the field, it takes a lot of hard work.
There are quarterbacks in this league who play it safe, who smile for the cameras, give the right answers, keep their heads down. Shedeur Sanders is not that guy. He walked into a room full of doubt, a last name that felt like a target, a father whose legend followed him everywhere, and he didn't run from any of it. He stepped into it. And when someone finally asked him who the greatest athlete of all time was, his answer wasn't what anyone expected, not even close.
In Colorado, you're staying in Colorado, but if you chose to go to the draft, where do you think you'll get drafted today? If you were in this year's draft?
I'm biased because I don't see a quarterback better than me. Okay. I don't see a quarterback that went through as much adversity as me.
Yeah.
That done had 4 different OCs in 4 years. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like coming from an HBCU, coming to a Power 5, having real pressure on.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand it's a lot more adversity than you think, just even being the son of Deion Sanders.
February 7th. That's his birthday. And if you know anything about Shedeur Sanders, you know he doesn't treat birthdays like most people do. He treats them like a reminder, a checkpoint, another year of proving something to a world that wasn't sure about him. He calls himself legendary, and some people laugh when he says it. But here's the thing, he said it before the resume backed it up. That's not arrogance, that's belief, and in a sport that chews up quarterbacks who doubt themselves before the defense even gets a shot, belief might be the most important skill Shedeur Sanders has ever developed. He's sitting there, jewelry on, vintage gear, unbothered, and the energy in the room shifts the moment he walks in. That's not something you teach. That's not something his father drilled into him on a practice field. That is who this young man is. Let's rewind. Most kids who grow up with Deion Sanders as their father get one of 2 things: a platform or a prison, a spotlight that lifts them or a shadow that smothers them. Shedeur got both. When he chose to play at an HBCU, Florida A&M, the critics were already circling. They said the competition wasn't real. They said he was hiding. They said being Deion's son was the only reason anyone knew his name. He heard all of it. And then he transferred to Colorado, Power 5, national spotlight, every game on television, and he kept hearing it. 4 offensive coordinators in 4 years, 4 different systems, 4 different playbooks, 4 different sets of expectations dropped on his shoulders like weight nobody else was being asked to carry. You want to talk about adversity, not the motivational poster kind, the real kind, the kind that breaks quarterbacks who have every physical tool but nothing left when the game gets hard. Shedeur Sanders didn't break. The doubt never stopped, it just changed shape. At the HBCU level, they said the competition wasn't good enough. At Power 5, they said the losses proved something. Every time there was a stumble, and in football, there are always stumbles, the conversation went back to the last name. Is he Deion's son, or is he his own quarterback? But here's what the critics never understood. Being the son of Deion Primetime Sanders doesn't just give you connections, it gives you pressure that most human beings will never feel in an entire lifetime. Every snap, every interview, every incomplete pass. He said it himself, put any of those top-rated quarterback prospects into his exact situation, and let's see what happens. 4 offensive coordinators, HBCU to Power 5, father who is a Hall of Famer and your head coach, national media waiting for you to fail.
That's not a platform, that's a pressure cooker. Pressure bursts pipes, or pressure creates diamonds. Shedeur Sanders has a lot of diamonds.
You got to understand the ratio, 28 to 3 picks.
Yeah. Either pressure bursts pipes or pressure creates diamonds. And my dog got a lot of diamonds on. Talk about the celebration of the watch, man. Like, where did that come from, dog?
It just happened. Like, it didn't come from anything. You got to understand, greatness is within.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just felt due energy.
Yeah.
And I'm not the type to really ever, like, I don't like ever putting people down. You get what I'm saying? Until somebody on negative stuff with me. Because I'm a chill guy.
Right.
But I felt the energy.
Walk into a room with Shedeur Sanders and you'll notice something right away. He's not performing confidence. He's not reciting affirmations. It just comes off of him, naturally, quietly, like it's the most normal thing in the world to believe in yourself this completely. He talks about his teammates the way a general talks about soldiers he'd go to war with love, with conviction. He talks about his father, Coach Prime, with something rarer than respect. He talks about him with understanding. That's a level of emotional maturity that 22-year-olds in the NFL don't always find until year 5 of their career. And the watch celebration, the one that went viral, he didn't plan it. He felt the energy in the stadium, felt something rise up inside him, and he let it out. Because that's what great athletes do. They don't perform greatness, they express it. And then came the question. Simple, direct, the kind of question that sounds casual but tells you everything about a person. Who is your GOAT? The NFL world leaned in. Fans expected the safe answer, the answer that checks every box, steps on no toes, offends nobody. But Shedeur Sanders doesn't do safe answers. His response? Raw, genuine, completely unpredictable. And the moment it landed, the room changed. That's what happens when someone who has fought for every yard of their credibility finally gets asked a question where they can just be honest. No filter, no PR coaching, no calculation. Just a young man who grew up watching greatness, who has been shaped by greatness, telling you, from the gut, who moved him. That moment went viral not because it was controversial, it went viral because it was real. The NFL draft is coming, and Shedeur Sanders isn't watching it from the outside wondering if he'll get a call. He's watching it the way a man watches a door he already knows he's going to walk through. He said it plainly. He doesn't see a quarterback who went through more adversity than him, doesn't see a quarterback who managed more change, more pressure, more noise. And when you lay it all out, 4 coordinators, the HBCU to Power 5 leap, the legacy pressure, he's not wrong. 28 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's not a stat line, that's a statement. The scouts know it, the coaches know it, and Shedeur Sanders, who has always known it, even when nobody else did, is simply waiting for the rest of the world to catch up. If this story moved you, if you felt something watching a young man carry a legacy, fight through doubt, and still find a way to be exactly himself, then you already know what this channel is about. We don't do surface level here. We go deeper. Every story, every athlete, every moment that makes sports feel like more than a game. Hit subscribe because the next chapter of Shedeur Sanders' story is just getting started and you don't want to miss it. There's a moment in every great athlete's life where the doubt fades and the destiny sharpens, where the noise becomes background and the purpose becomes clear. Shedeur Sanders is living in that moment right now. He showed up when it wasn't easy. He stayed when it wasn't comfortable. He spoke when it wasn't safe. And when someone asked him who the greatest was, he answered without hesitation. Because a man who knows where he's going always knows exactly who inspired him to believe he could get there.